By default, Studio One is best suited for recording and mixing and not music production. But this DAW is flexible and you can make it work exactly how you want it to. Now, I'll show you some keyboard shortcuts, some custom keybinds, and some settings to change to make your Studio One work better for music production. Firstly, the biggest problem most producers have with Studio One is the inability to bring the cursor to the start position when we stop the audio. What happens is you hit stop, but the audio only pauses, only to start from the position we left off when we hit start again. Here's an example. The solution is simple. Go to the top bar, click on Transport, go to Options, and select Return to Start on Stop. Now, if you stop audio, it will return to the position from which we initially started playing it. The next tip deals with the tools at the top. We can have three active tools at a time. One is the arrow tool, second is the range tool, and the third is any tool which we want and we can access it using control. Now, if we want to change the third tool, we have to press 1. It goes only one step ahead and we can't go back to the earlier tool unless we hit 1 6 times in a row. The way to counter this is creating a macro. Go to the macro toolbar and go to macro organizer, create a new macro, call it whatever you want, and just add tool 1 6 times in a row. Save the macro and open your preferences. Go to your keyboard shortcuts, search for the macro you just created, and bind it to any key you want. I bound it to Alt plus 1 as it is easy to navigate. Now we can go one step ahead and go one step back, just like that. There are a few tweaks you can do to further speed up your workflow in Studio One. Click on the wrench icon in the left side of the arrangement window. You'll see a few options. The one that has helped me the most is the second one under the editing category. Locate when clicked in empty space. With this option disabled, you would have to click on it on the time ruler at the top to move the cursor to a specific position. With this option enabled, you click on in any empty space and the cursor would move there. The next step is a custom keybind you can set to further speed up your workflow. Although it's not used as much as the things I mentioned earlier, you can bind pack folder to Shift plus G to quickly pack a few tracks in a folder and save some screen space. Knowing your keyboard shortcuts is really important in improving your workflow. The shortcuts you absolutely need to know are F2 for editor, F3 for mixer, F4 for inspector, A for show automation, Alt plus A to create an automation lane for the most recently tweaked option, S for solo, D for duplicating an event, Q to quantize, C to toggle metronome, E to zoom in and W to zoom out, N for activating or deactivating snap to grid, / for activating or deactivating loop, Shift plus M for muting an event, Control plus B for bouncing an event to audio, Control plus Alt plus B for bouncing an event to audio in a new track, F12 to open the instrument viewer, F11 to open the inserts on a track, numpad 1 to go to the start of the loop, numpad 2 to go to the end of the loop, numpad delete to go to the start of the song, and numpad asterisk to start recording. The other numbers on the numpad are associated with the other markers in the song. As you go on using Studio One for a long time, you would learn all the other shortcuts that I didn't mention here and you would be used to the workflow. So just keep working and you'll get better. This is it for this video. I hope it helped you. If it did, please subscribe as there's a lot more music production related content on the way.